All right, so today we're going to look at passing or dealing with single leg X position. So when he's got this position, super important that I don't allow him to get anywhere near this second leg. If he's able to control and grab this leg at all, then it's going to make it an easy sweep for him. I'm going to step back to make sure that's not reachable, and then I'm going to think about trying to put my knee through my partner's chest. I want to not lift up my foot and have my foot in the air. I want to have my toes on the floor, so I've got good balance with that as well. But I'm looking for knee through the belly button, basically, for this first one. So next, what I need to do is I need to be stripping this off, because this is like the barrier between me and the access to the upper body, right? So we're going to go down, we're going to grab hold of the toes. At the moment, with my hip facing this way, there's like that little notch which it gets stuck on. I'm just going to turn my hips to the side and I'm going to push the foot off. Once the foot is clear for this first one, we're going to kind of go for a bit of a dynamic pass. So I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to base my hand onto the floor. I'm going to control this second leg. All my weight goes through my partner. I'm going to take big back step off. Me personally, from here, what I would do is I'd look to switch up into the knee on belly, or another nice option is just to drop ourselves down to this reverse side control and move the hips up to control his arm. So he's got his single leg X. First thing, make sure that you've got your base and balance. We don't want him to be sweeping us in this direction. Woof, nearly got me there. Because he's going to be able to start attacking those leg locks. So, knee goes down through the belly button, but make sure that you keep your toes on the floor. Good base with this second leg. Hand goes to the toes, then just a little turn of the hip, so it leaves that freedom for the foot to pop off. As soon as the foot's popped off, we're going to base the hand on the floor, grip this top leg. All of our weight goes through our partner, so it makes this leg nice and light. Take that big back step off, and then the switch through into the knee on belly. Okay, so one more time. Here, good base, knee goes through, peel the foot off, base the hand, back step, through into the knee on belly. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Right, so for the second one, we're gonna start exactly the same. So we're gonna just turn the hips to the side slightly, put our knee through the belly button and toes to the floor. Hands to the toes, turn the hips, and we're going to strip that first foot. So for this one, we're going to attach ourselves. We're not going to be quite so dynamic. This is my sort of pass. Rather than the first one, it's a little bit too many moving parts for me. So we're going to grab hold of the collar and we're going to attach ourselves and pull ourselves in tight. So if now he tries to start lifting me or pushing me anywhere, I have a little bit of an attachment, whereas if I don't and he lifts his legs, then I'm a little bit more off balance. I'm going to control the hip as well. So we're going to reach down, just grab hold of the trousers is fine, and just put everything locked in nice and tight. Then when we're ready, we're going to start to move ourselves across to the other side. So we're going to use our body to help collapse this knee, and we're going to move ourselves across to this folding pass. So if you've been coming to class like the last month or so, we're working a lot on our guard passes. This was linked to other passes that we did earlier, and a lot of the guard passes are. If you are working on guard passing enough, you'll find that they all just interlock nicely. So once we got to this position, we have some good options. One to the back, but the one we're going to go for today is through into the mount. So once we get the weight through the leg, we're going to reach up, we're going to control the back, so we've got underhook. Then we're going to go cross face. Important that I get this knee in front of his knee. So I'm going to step over and I'm just going to turn my hips slightly first. So I cover his knee, then I'm going to press forwards and through into the mount position. So again, here, weight goes through, peel, off, make the grip, pull in, we're going to control at the hip. So we're controlling here so that as I move across, my body is helping to collapse this knee down. So I move, I'm going to bring my shin over the top. Reach up the back, so make sure we get underhook. Really important here that I cover this knee. If I just try to move myself forwards with this, he can start lifting, and a butterfly, that's it, lifting, and I can be swept off. So knee goes over his knee, little switch of the hips, good cross face. Slide ourselves up through to mount. So one more time. Here, weight through, peel the leg off, make your attachment, move across, into the folding pass, underhook, switch, through, into the mat. Okay? A little bit more pressure to this one than the last one that we did. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so before we get all the haters hate, I realize that we're in the gi and pushing across for the reap is naughty, but just because we're in the gi, I don't feel that we should be discriminated against. We should be able to learn all jiu-jitsu. So we're gonna force the reap for this one. So same sort of thing here. We need to make sure that we got good weight down, making sure that we're not going to be swept. So instead of pushing the foot this way this time, I'm going to start to push the leg down this way. I'm also going to need to control this second leg as well. So we're going to start to force the reap across our leg, and we're going to start to put our weight through the second leg as well. My knee position is going to be super important here, obviously depending on the rule sets, but I need to make sure that my knee is at least on the top of his leg here like this. I want to make sure that my knee is not landing to the inside. If my knee lands to the inside, then I'm just giving him the opportunity to start working on this back foot. So I need to make sure that number one, I've got the weight through that leg. Number two, that I'm controlling these legs so that he's not able to hook this outside leg as well. Usually with good pressure through that bottom leg, then we're going to be good to go. So once we've pushed out, now we're going to be looking to turn the corner. So I'm going to be starting to turn towards his back. As I start to turn towards his back, if he does, or he is kind of like playing with that foot, trying to maybe look for a toe hold or look for a heel hook, I'm going to use my foot to kick off, and I'm going to spin myself around so I'm facing in towards my partner. Now here, I'm going to make sure that my legs are nice and pinched. When I forward roll, I'm forward rolling towards his legs, not towards his back. So just the way that you're facing, keep your legs nice and pinched together, and we're going to do a forward roll, and we're just going to think about like stamping our feet onto the floor. Once we stamp the feet onto the floor, control the hip, control the shoulder, then we're just going to start to shrimp the hips out, look for our first hook, make our way up into the seatbelt and into the back position. So again, here, he's got his single leg. We're going to start to push this across, control the second leg as well, make sure there's no control with either legs, and as I start to push them down, really make sure that your knee is like minimum over the top of his leg here like this. Then we're going to start to step off. If you're controlling the foot, then we'll just use that foot to kick off. You notice my knee still not down the middle. Pinching, nice and tight. Now remember, we're rolling towards the leg, so think about touching the toes. Here, stamp your feet to the floor. Control the hip, control the shoulder, start moving your hips out so that we can start climbing up and finding the back take. One more time. So again, we're going to force the reap. Good weight through our partner, make sure the knee's not to the inside. Back step off, pinch your legs, roll through, control, little move of the hips, and through for the back take. Okay? Nice fancy one to finish. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, let's go.